Hey, it's Ian. Welcome to this second video in a brand new series of 3 focused on showing you how to play the best doubles of your life by using the chaos theory of play. In video 1, we described why the best players at your local courts are so successful and how we can turn the tables on them by harnessing chaos and using it in our favor rather than letting it happen to us. That all starts by being proactive instead of reactive in your movement, and the first video shows you exactly how to do that. If you haven't already seen it, be sure to do so by clicking the link in the description down below. Today, we're going to take things a step further by eliminating the #1 mistake doubles players make when trying to transition forward from the baseline to the net. More than likely, you're making this mistake, and unfortunately, it's perpetuated by a common attitude among players and coaches alike. We'll learn what that mistake is and what that attitude is, but first, it's critical to understand why developing the ability to leave your comfort zone at the baseline and move in to join your partner at the net is so important to your improvement as a player. Let's go right to the court during our recent VIP doubles clinic in San Diego, California to learn more. So up until now today, we've focused on one up, one back. This is the most common position. It's also just one of the weakest because your opponents they can have their cake and eat it too. When they have an offensive shot, they have a net player to pick on. When they're in a defensive position, they have a baseline player to hit to. And so you're giving them both opportunities depending on what kind of shot that they get. When both players are at the net, not only do you take away that opportunity, but you close the space in between you, which the net player in one up, one back, done correctly, has to bust his or her ass to be able to both attack and play defense and cover the middle of the court. When you're both at the net, you no longer have to do that anymore. You don't have to make that constant shift back and forth. Plus, when both players are at the net, they're both in a position where they can more effectively attack. In order to be successful transitioning forward in doubles, it's first critical to understand how large of a role your position plays in what shots are and are not available to you. This is the fundamental element that determines what targets you'll ultimately aim for. I like to illustrate it to my students with a quick visual test. I strongly recommend experiencing this for yourself the next time that you walk out onto a tennis court. From this position, standing on the baseline, I want you all to look over the net, not through it, but over it, and tell me how much of the court can you see on the other side looking over the net? None of you can see any of it. So that means that from this position, even if I'm hitting from eye height, I cannot hit directly at my opponent's side of the court. The ball must be lifted at least a little bit, because if I try to hit right at, let's say, Ira's feet, well, the net is directly in our way, and so I can't do that. I could hit a shot that loops and drops to his feet, but that's significantly higher difficulty level than just hitting at his feet. Everybody tracking with me? Okay, everybody take 2 steps forwards. Can anybody see any of the court looking over the net?
No.
I can barely see. Really, Mary? You can't see any?
No.
All right. I can see about 2 or 3 feet, like right over the very center. I still can't see Ira's feet, but I can see a little sliver back by the baseline. So from no man's land, this position on no man's land, zero court available directly, 0 court. You have to hit the ball up. All right, 2 more steps in. So it'll be about 2 steps from the service line or so. How much can everybody see?
Couple feet.
Couple feet? Still not any, Beth? So we have a tiny window of court now that we can hit directly to, but look at where you are in the court. We're well inside the baseline at this point, not to the net. We're still in no man's land. We still have 0 court. Can anybody see Ira's feet? No. All right, move into the service line, please. And look at how much court becomes available. It's a pretty big chunk, right? As you get closer and closer, what you'll notice is that the amount of court becomes exponentially more available. With each step forwards, it makes a bigger and bigger difference. All right, make 2 more steps in to about here. Just see how that changes drastically from the service line just to here, 2 steps in. Can anybody see Ira's feet?
Yeah.
All right, so can you see his feet yet, Beth?
Yes.
All right, good. So now everybody from this position can now start to target Ira directly at his feet, which is basically an ideal shot to try to finish the point without trying to aim for a line and playing a lower percentage shot. All right, 2 more steps, and watch as you step in. Look at how much court opens up. From here we have a huge section of the court now. Most of the court now is visible, not quite all of it, but a huge chunk of it. Remember, from the service line, we had just a little bit of no man's land, and now we have most of the court available over on that side. Tennis players who understand and utilize the chaos theory of doubles use this positioning factor in a powerful way and exploit it as often as possible. Here's how you can too. Winning doubles players are very, very good at making their opponents hit up and then hitting down to them in return. Just think about every doubles team that just crushed you and they were just way better than you were, and just replay in your mind all the times that they did this and you did this. In a nutshell, is winning higher level doubles is converge on the net, hit down, make them hit up, rinse and repeat over and over and over again until you win the match. Now let's address the elephant in the room, which is no man's land. How in the world can we transition from the baseline up to the net without falling into the chaos traps of our opponents? Well, having the right attitude about this tricky part of the court is critical, and this is how I recommend that you think about it. We've all been told to avoid no man's land, don't hit shots from there. Unfortunately, it's not possible to hit a return or a serve and then teleport up inside the service line. At some point, we have to traverse that section of court in between. The important thing isn't not ever hitting shots there. The important thing is not getting stuck there and hitting shot after shot. That's when you become really vulnerable. Hitting shots there in general, I want you to view as a good thing as long as you are transitioning through that part of the court. Then it's extremely positive because it means that you are getting out of defensive jail back behind the baseline. You're helping your partner, you're helping your team be in a stronger position at the net. So it's not a question of avoiding it, it's a question of being able to calmly and smoothly move through that section of court and being able to do it under control. The number one mistake that tennis players make when transitioning forward from the baseline to the net is rushing the process, which causes them to panic, fall off balance, and get sucked into chaos by their opponents. Even the name no man's land itself can contribute to our panic when moving forward. Unfortunately, the attitude that most players and coaches have about no man's land makes things even worse. Here's what that is, plus a drill that you can do to start working on your ability to remain calm and in balance while transitioning. You've probably been told by a lot of pros to don't let it bounce, don't let it bounce. Do whatever you can to take it out of the air. Unfortunately, frequently that actually puts you off balance and out of control. So what we're about to practice is a rally where we're going to have a player close to the net. Kirby, you want to help me out with this? Kirby's going to be right up next to the net. I'm going to be in no man's land, about halfway between the service line and the baseline. And Kirby's going to aim for my feet. Now, not with a hard, aggressive volley, but she's just going to place it there to give me practice picking between volley and half volley. If I hit a volley that's so far in front of me that I lose my balance, then it should have been a half volley. If I hit a half volley that lands far enough back that, again, it throws my balance off and I'm having to do one of these and reach back behind me, then it should have been a volley. Trying to hit volleys just for the sake of hitting volleys is, again, misguided, overly general advice. You should be picking based on balance. Next, our students put our practice drill into play and did something that almost no tennis players ever do. Purposefully practice volleys and half volleys from back in no man's land, working on judging which shot to hit so that they can maintain their poise and control. Nice, Mark. Nice, Judy. Good pickup.
Nice, Mark.
So Beth and Tony, try to give them half volleys and half volleys, a 50-50 mix. Tough one, Mark. Nice job. Nice, Judy. Good balance. Excellent. Awesome. Great job. Great job. If you want to be the kind of player that causes chaos for your opponents, then having the ability to close in with control, balance, and calmness is key. Those three things are hard to find in amateur tennis players. And here's a big reason why that is, plus the antidote drill to that problem. I think a big part of why players struggle with all three of those things is they're told over and over and over again, don't be in no man's land. And so there's this mad rush to get through that area of the court and get up to the net. And as a result, there's no control or balance. And it's just all crazy. So frequently what I see from doubles players who have good intentions and they want to get up to the net, Ira and I are going to rally here. Go ahead. Is they'll hit their first shot and just like, actually that was better than I wanted it to be. You actually heard my feet. I actually didn't want to balance myself at all. What you'll see from players is they'll hit their first shot and just run forwards and try to hit, every shot, one after another, and there's zero composure. So what we're going to do now is the opposite of that. We're going to really segment each shot from the one before it, and you're going to hit your first shot, close in 2 steps, split step, respond to the next shot. Close in 2 steps, split step, and respond to the next shot. So what we're going to do is really segment, for the sake of practice right now, each individual shot as you close forwards. So your partner is going to be right on top of the net. You're going to start just inside the baseline, and you're going to make your way in, ideally, all the way up to the net while your partner facilitates volley and half volley practice. Here we go. And so your goal here is to maintain control of your body, balance yourself each time the ball gets hit, and make your way forwards one shot at a time, as opposed to trying to glob it all together in one frantic, rush towards the net and just do the best you can with your hands. Now our students give it a shot and show off some great balance and control while handling some tricky shots. Picture yourself moving calmly with balance and control, and check out Tony on the right side of your screen. Move in, balance. Move in, balance. That's it, Tony. Good. Good. Should have had you guys demonstrate instead of me and Ira. Nice job. For me, that was just the right balance, Tony, between you made your way in at a reasonable rate, but not so fast that you lost your composure. But it was perfect. Close in, balance. Close in, balance. Good, Mark. Close in, balance. Good. Excellent, Mark. Good practice, Judy. Nice job, nice job. All right, good. Very good, very good. Next, we'll switch gears and talk about where to aim your shots while calmly transitioning forwards. Pick the right targets, and your close will cause massive chaos. Pick the wrong one, and the chaos tables will be turned in a hurry and put you right back into panic mode. In general, when you have a shot that is either neutral or defensive in nature, meaning you don't have an opportunity to attack, you should be actively hitting away from the person who's closest to you on your opponent's side of the court. If you have an opportunity to attack, that's when you should be directing your shot towards that closer person, because they have less opportunity to respond, they have less time, their feet are more in play, more available for you to hit to, etc., etc. Here's a quick point scenario example so that you can really visualize this targeting principle in action. So let's pretend that we have a point underway and Ira and Kirby are both trying to improve their position and get in towards the net to help out their partner. From the position they're in right now, they're in a defensive spot on the court. Remember earlier today when we were walking in towards the net and seeing what we could see? From back in no man's land, even if Ira hits an eye height shot, he still really can't see any of the other side of the court. Well, Ira actually might be able to a little bit.
Kirby's feet lined up.
All right. So Ira can barely see Kirby's feet. That's barely in play for him. So Pat's feet, forget about it. Not even close. So from this position, his top priority is to avoid Pat unless he just Ira has just his best shot ever is an eye height, no man's land volley, which is not, I mean, sorry, it's not likely for just about anybody that you ever play. And so he should be priority number one, avoiding Pat and making Kirby play as many shots as possible. She's in a more defensive place. So until Ira improves his position enough to be able to attack more readily, he's going to be trying his best to avoid that net player. I hope today's video was super helpful, but please know that it's just the tip of the iceberg. You can get instant access to the other 2 coaching videos in this powerful series for free right now by simply clicking the link in the description down below and letting me know where to send them. You'll learn everything you need to know to change your doubles play from weak, passive, and tentative to confident, proactive, and aggressive so you can win more matches, have more fun, and be the player at your local courts who everybody wants to be partners with. All you have to do is click the link right down below, enter your email address, and a link to all 3 videos will be in your inbox just seconds from now. I can't wait to continue helping you improve your doubles game. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please click like and be sure to subscribe because we have new coaching coming out every single week. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and good luck with your tennis.